financial crisis. You cannot do a speech on trade without mentioning the financial crisis. And the financial crisis has sparked a recession. And banks have lost hundreds of billions. People are losing their jobs. Globalization and trade mean no country is isolated. So almost all suffer. And if we had no globalization, then the advantage would have been that the crisis in the US would have no impact on us here in the Netherlands. But of course the fact that we are so interconnected means that we are all being hurt. So our connectedness is the problem, but the main message of me today is that it's also the solution. I'm convinced that trade and openness are crucial to recovery. And can we resist protectionism? And the main question is of today, but that will be answered by the Director General of the WTO. Can Pascal Lamy save the world? And he has a pretty good background in that, being a former commissioner, having led a bank and saved the bank, Crédit Lyonnais, from a crisis, having written a lot on global governance towards world democracy, amongst other publications. So he's the right man to guide the WTO through the current choppy waters and also to save the world. He holds the rank of Capitaine de Frégate, so in the French Navy, so that also may help us to steer a true course. Today I will talk about two things. I'll do the easy part, competition and challenges of globalization, and the challenge of averting protectionism. But let me first give you a brief background about the openness of the Dutch economy, why we attach so much importance to trade. And most of you are economic students, probably, so you all should know. But for those who don't, because we also made a lot of jokes in Amsterdam that the Free University was not a very good university, but students from Rotterdam were maybe even worse. So I have a few data as well. I speak for a country, our country, the Netherlands. The total trade equals 140% of GDP, which is huge, also compared to other countries. And the greater part of our economic growth, be it positive or negative, is trade related. A 3% drop in world trade means a 1% drop in economic growth in the Netherlands. So I think the latest global trade figures is -10. So of course we were impacted by at least 3% of GDP. And I know that openness is crucial to successful adjustment and recovery. Because jobs also mean customers for our products. But the gain of trade is wide in general, and the pain of adjusting is often very personal, which is why preparing people to these adjustments is also so important. Preparing them for opportunities and challenges that open trade creates. And if you look at the recent trade figures for our economy, released this Friday, the near future is not looking very bright. And GDP is declining, output and consumption are falling, and decreasing import and export quota. Not a bright future for this cabinet, not a bright future for students. So we need to take action in order to boost global trade, because if we boost global trade, the Dutch economy will recover as well. Let me move to markets and competition, because markets are about competition. And not all competitors can be winners, nor can they be winners all of the time. And there's a lot of debate in the Netherlands about markets and about competition. You say the Dutch word, marktwerking, some people are immediately against it. But I think that's wrong. Let me also take you back to last year's Olympics. Athletes from all over the world compete together, regardless of all the differences which otherwise threaten to divide people to work and to compete together. And true Olympians will tell you that it's the competition itself which is important, not the winning. And through competition, all athletes improve their performance to become better for it. And not only the winners are happy. And economists tell us the same is true for the global marketplace. David Ricardo, I think it was 1832, if I am a good student of the University of Amsterdam. I thought 1832, but the professor of trade will correct me if I'm wrong. But David Ricardo also, it's competitive advantage. And to compete is to improve one's performance. But in economics, there's one big difference when comparing it to sports. When comparing it to the Champions League or to Heerenveen against FC Twente. In the finals there's only one winner and there's one loser. All the others lose. And in the global marketplace, one country's gain is not another one's loss. And so if we do 3% and another country is doing 5%, they don't, I mean they beat us in the numbers, but it's overall gain. Just as one's good health does not bring another illness.